because I don't have enough space on my phone to film a video to save it. I need to turn off that light. That's backlight. We're going to ignore how messy my house is. Try to not have that in frame. Yeah, so the short version is, I got on a kick. Okay, so I had like, I'm trying to use through some of my eyeshadow palettes and get my use out of them, right? So I had one, I finally talked myself into decluttering it the other day, but I've like, it's been in my head, and I really like the shade I was using, I'm just not in the mood for green right now. And then the other one that I used the past 2 days, I just decided to declutter because the purple I don't like. It's not a great shadow. And then I'm using another one, and like, that's what I've got on. Again, I like the shadow. It's really good. It's one of Wet n Wild's good formula. But I don't feel like green right now. Largely because I am really in a red lipstick mood. And I don't like wearing red lipstick with green eyeshadow. So basically, I am depotting a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to declutter it, which is going to make both spawnlings quite happy, I'm sure. So I'm going to go through the ones that I already finished with. I'm going to upload this to YouTube when I get done. The lighting in my house is so terrible. Okay, let's see what we got here. This one is the first one. It's most of these are Wet n Wild, so if I don't say, it's Wet n Wild. This is the Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers Mosh Pit palette. Let's go over here, because you can see there's one out of this. And I've got in here, I need more hands, hold on. This one. Round one. So yeah. So, ooh. These two are press glitters, and this one sucks. But I'm gonna give it to River, who is the younger spawnling. She's 5.5. And she will enjoy playing with this and have fun with it. So she's getting that. This one is the Art in the Streets one. I like how colorful it is, but realistically, thinking about the individual shades, the only one I was interested in was the purples. And like, even with my, there's some lighting. Even with my, eye primer, the KVD Shake Primer that makes colors pop, this was just really grungy, not in a good way, like dusty. And I had to not use it with a crease shade, otherwise, even though this is a great eye primer, the crease shade mixed in with the purple throughout the day, and it turned brownish, and then it just disappeared by the end of the day. So, like, this one, going. And then I'm like, I'm going to go through, and all of the palettes that I saved just for, I want to use this one shade as a face highlighter, I'm just going to pull all those out and put it in one palette. So that's what I did with these ones, and I'm working on. So we have Flop Party. And all of these ones are going to River, the little one. Dragon Scales. And some of these have like shades I would like this one's Hosta La Costa Baby. And if I can open this, you can see the purple one has a pretty good dent in it. And I love purple eyeshadow, kind of obviously, if you see my collection. But like, Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes got really hit and miss, and that's why I stopped collecting them. And this purple just wasn't great. So if there's a shade in there that's like, oh, that's the kind of thing you normally like, either I tried it and it wasn't great, or I tried it and it wasn't great enough to use through the whole pan, you know? Fit for a Queen. The New Romantics. And like, part of my brain is like, you should try the purples again, and I'm like, no, I already made a decision. Heart and Heavy. And to Indio I Go Go. So those ones I all pulled out a shade for highlighter. I'll show you that in a minute. And those are going to River. This is Maybelline, the nudes. It's not worth messing with. It's just going to River. She'll enjoy it. Chic Lamb Carrying Cancer. Oldest Spawn likes red eyeshadows. Other things too, but really likes red. So I'm giving this to them. This Wet n Wild one, I was gonna pull out one shade for an eyeshadow for a highlighter, but it's a tiny bit dark, and I think kiddo would enjoy the entire thing. So this is Secret Garden Rendezvous. BH Cosmetics July Ruby for July palette. This has like if I've touched this, it's like once or swatches. So oldest will be quite happy with that. And then this one, when Ro was living with us, kept disappearing. This is the Kat Von D side of the Too Faced X Kat Von D palette. I'm sure Ro will be quite happy to have that permanently theirs. So those are going in the bag o' things for oldest Spawnling. This one's hot. So I'm using, I don't know if I can, there we go. My wax melter is like a hot plate type, so I'm just like setting them on there to melt the glue. It's working quite well. So I'm going to pop another one on there. Oh yes, I just did this one a minute ago. This is Stop Ruffling My Feathers. Ooh, lighting. This is also going to River. And then I'm putting them in here, and this is just going to be one big highlighter palette. This is Mythical Creatures. I can open this. I'm sorry, the lighting is so terrible. And then this is one of the tools my husband has for models. See if I can like put this where you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like putting it in the corner, and the glue is like loose, so it's coming out pretty easy, and then I just like dump it out. Ow, the pan's hot. And then I'm letting the glue stick itself to this because I don't have magnets to attach to it, and I don't care that much. It's going to be mostly kept flat anyway. Okay, so that's Mythical Creatures. I have a feeling my best friend is the only one watching this as it's going live, because I have one person watching and I sent him a link. Oh yeah, the other one. This is some of y'all are gonna kill me. This is the original Comfort Zone palette from Wet n Wild. I pulled out these three for highlighters. This one is that green shade. That's what's on my eyelids. That's in the eyeshadow one. And I have one more in here. This one everybody went mad about this palette for, and now we have better duochromes. I'm going to see on my eyes what I think about this tomorrow and decide if I'm going to pull it, but that's the only one I have to decide on. And then after that, this will go to River. Normally, I just show this kind of stuff in my empties, but I'm like, I don't want to stick all this stuff under my sink until the end of the month just to make my empties an extra like 20 minutes. And if I can get this done before I have to go get the kiddo from school, she'll be very happy to have a giant pile of new eyeshadows to play with. So let's go see. Put these away. Oh, and also, I forgot about this part. I have a big pile that I think I'm going to post on Mercari. So, I will attempt to remember to post a link to my Mercari page once this is a saved video. But most of these are like barely touched. I'm not going to open all of them. But I decided these ones would be better off going on Mercari, at least at first, before I start pulling stuff out of them. And then if they don't sell after a few months, I might go ahead and pull stuff. But Too Faced White Chocolate Chip. Sephora Collection X Museum of Ice Cream Dream Team Pigment Palette. It looks like a popsicle. This is a MAC Nutcracker Sweet Smoky Eye Compact. BH Cosmetics Zodiac Cancer. Too Faced Peppermint Mocha. The Balm Rockstar Palette, Balm Jovi, whatever it's called. And then the only one that's like more than lightly touched is Too Faced Sugar Pop. And that's because I'm still mad about this. The shade Molten Milk Ball up here came busted. And I did repress it, and I did plan on panning it, but then I didn't like it on my eyes as much. So yeah. That's the only one that's like slightly more than barely touched. Okay, let's see if this is hot enough. I think it might be. I think it was pulling both of those out of this one. This wax melter situation is working a lot better than I anticipated. Like, I figured it would work because I've seen people do like hot plate things, but I wasn't sure. Oh, this one doesn't want to come out. Sometimes usually there's like an edge where it's slightly further away and I can wedge in there, but sometimes there's not. I'm trying to put this where you guys can see what I'm doing, but I also need to see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get like on the edge of the pan, not in the eyeshadow. Dang it. I might need something smaller. Do I have a smaller tool? Going to modeling things. That's a little bit thinner. Let's try this thing. This one's like a little bit thinner. Oh, I have a second person watching me. This is not cooperating. Oh, there we go. Shoot. Oh, I busted the corner, but like I got most of it out, so. And especially since that's like a green tone one, I'm not too mad about it. This is the jade one. And like the other shades in this are pretty, they just didn't function. Again, like that's why I stopped blindly collecting Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes, because they got so hit and miss. Like that original Comfort Zone palette I showed, that was really good overall. And that I need to eat lunch. That really soft buttery formula, you rarely get that in their palettes anymore. Like, even if they have a good shade, for one, you want the whole palette to be good, not just like one or two shades. And for two, they're not always that old formula that was really good either. So okay, adding this to the pile, seeing if the next one's ready. Today's kind of like a chores day. So, oh yeah, that's just okay. I didn't intend to do this project today. It just kind of happened. Okay, this is the clear quartz. There's 2 I'm aiming for out of this one. Okay, this tool is definitely working better. Because they're so close in, I am like getting a little bit dinged up on the edge, but it's okay. I probably wouldn't have been able to get these out at all if I hadn't melted the glue. But yay for what was the word? Adjusting meds and getting the OCD to shut up more than it ever has, and more than I realized it could. Try and like shove that back in the pan. Okay. So yeah, there's probably gonna be parts of this that are like a little bit boring, but also lends itself to a live stream in my opinion. The black lipstick is not helping with this terrible lighting in here, is it? And that's why I don't film in here much. And like when I do, I actively put other lights on, but I'm almost done, I think. Got like 3 more palettes, and then I'm gonna double check. And it's almost exclusively Wet n Wild ones. The other ones, most of those I gave some to Ro. I'm giving some to Ro, and I want to post a bunch on Mercari, so let's see here. Those 2. This one is the Star Lux Let's Get Astrophysical quad. Again, with the edge, it's because it got like bent in, but like maybe I should put these up. Hold on, I'm gonna reorganize this a bit and like smush this in. Yeah. Okay. This is the palette I'm like reorganizing where I was putting them. And like some of these are a little fragile. They're not like magneted in properly or anything. But I'm not planning on taking this anywhere. You know, I'm planning on keeping it mostly flat in a drawer. Pull one out to pan periodically. That sort of situation. Okay. 2 palettes left to go. I do have this Too Faced Totally Cute palette that I'm pulling one out of, but like I already panned the eyeshadow Clover as an eyeshadow and the eyeshadow Shooting Star as a face highlighter. So I'm just going to pull out Unicorn, and River will love this palette, especially with the stickers on it and everything. But like I don't feel like it's worth it to post it on Mercari when I already completely panned 2 things. And don't really want to keep the whole thing around to just pan one thing. So, I mean, even though I did that twice already, it kind of takes up space. Okay, so this is a newer one. This is Petalette. I think I'm going to use the skinnier one on this too. And when it's like a squarish shape, I usually try to go for a corner, especially since a lot of them round the corners. Ooh, that came out nice and clean. Sorry if I'm not showing this well. I don't have like a good angle to show it to you without like making it where I can't see, you know? There we go. See, I get 2 shades out of this one. Ta-da! This one, I didn't care about this shade. I just used this recently, so I remember. This one just kind of looked dark on my eyelids, and it's like, whatever. And this one, it didn't look, it looks pinky in the pan, but it didn't look super pinky on a swatch. And on my eyes, it was like fine, but it was a lot lighter than it looked like it would be, so yeah. Okay, I still have a lot of Wet n Wild palettes that are like in my figure out what I'm doing with this. If I'm keeping it, decluttering it, depotting it, whatever. Bin, I have 2 of those bins. Yeah. I think here on out, depending on what it is, because if it's like, this would be better served, allergies, given to one of the kids, or this would be better served posted on Mercari. But if it's not one of those things, I think the palettes in that bin, I'm going to like use the eyeshadows I want, and then if I want it for face highlighter, I'm going to depot it, or if I only want one eyeshadow and I don't want to use it right now, I might depot it, you know, that sort of thing. So, but I mean, those, it'll probably be like periodic, not one big go like this. While we're waiting for this to melt, I'm going to go through my highlight palette drawer. And I can't sit there. Hello. Okay, so let's see. I think everything is actually a face palette now, or a highlighter palette. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so that's better. It's, this is all face palettes. Okay, cool. We good. So this will be the last one. Dude, if you're a Scooby nerd like me, Goose Creek came out with Scooby candles. I got one of every scent, regardless of the scent. And the one I'm using so far is really nice. Like, it's got an astounding throw. Okay, so let's see if we can get this unicorn shade out. You can just, like, hear the glue coming loose. Sorry, I gotta do this where I can see it. And it's such a nice sound. Now this one, ooh. Okay, I was gonna see if there was like room amidst the glue for me to write its shade name on there, since it actually has one, but there's not. Okay, so this is what this one looks like now. This one's going to go to River. Shooting Star was a really pretty face highlight. clover was the entire reason I didn't declutter this palette like a million times before. So I was like determined to use that up. And it was pretty eyeshadow. There's like some in the corners, but that's it. So that's that gone. And this is what the highlighter palette looks like. I don't want to hold it like too straight up and down because I don't want to risk anything falling out. But yeah, that's just going to go in my highlight palette drawer. And I'm much happier, and this takes up much less space. So, the comfort zone one, when I finish, like, with it, it's still in my current bucket because I got to decide about this shade. But when I finish with it, I'll probably put it in the empties, and you'll see it again there. And the other ones from here out, I'll probably just do on a palette by palette thing. And you'll see them show up in the empties, and I'll let you know like what's going on with them, which shades I used, which ones I popped out, etc. Hopefully this was a fun video. Like I said, mostly doing it live because I don't have the space on my phone right now to film a video and keep it on my phone. Well, film a video period, much less keep it on my phone long enough to get it to upload on my horrible internet. I've been also on an earring kick, so like check out my new earrings. And that's pretty much it. Questions, comments, opinions. Go ahead and ask. If it's been like a day or two since this posted and I haven't posted my Mercari link down there, feel free to be like, hey, you didn't do this and you said you were gonna, but I'm gonna try to do that like as soon as I end this. So yeah, see you guys next time. How do I turn this off now?